Hello and welcome back. This is episode 25 of our Disco Elysium playthrough. Last episode we got that letter signed forgery for Everett. He wanted the fishing village to be destroyed or something to build something, and so we lied about getting it signed for him because we don't want to be in his pocket. Now I specifically stood outside here to do something before I talked to Hardy. And I can't remember what it was. So, clothes. Oh, look at all our clothes. It's a scarf instead of a tie. If we had some plus... 2 to drama, we've got the tie. We need a hat. Or some glasses that are just plus. But they all have a minus. What was it? What did we need to do? We needed to... Oh, let Everett know we mailed the signature. Yes, that's right. Before they close down for the night. Because, yeah, he wanted us to... We're pretty much doing stuff for him. Hang on, can I sell my bottles? Doing alright for money. I can't remember if I've paid Gart already for the night. Because we can, in future, go down to the fishing village. I still have the bag. No, she doesn't even bother looking up for a map. You need tear to use a tear machine. I don't have anything in my hand. Oh, and that's right. We've got to level up as well. But I'm not super sure on the level up just yet. Bag. Done. Yeah, I'm not super sure on the level up just yet. We'll try a conversation with Hardy, and our chat with Everett might reveal something as well. Yeah, so I'll hang on to that for the moment. We're also trying to stop our alcoholism. 15 hours left. So I'm not sure how the time works with that. 15, so tomorrow morning then, theoretically. We also have to go talk to the smoker after 9 o'clock. Lots to do. But yeah, the last couple episodes we had that arrest. We arrested all those young kids who wanted to create the rave, the discotheque in the church, but they're actually going to set up a drug lab. Let's see if we can open this door again. I thought it was a white check. I thought we could redo it according to our journal. I just want to see this because I'm not entirely sure how to read this. So are these white ones that we can try? These found white checks. They're white. Those on white are available to try now. So the cargo, yeah, I can try this again. I don't know what happened that allowed me to try it again. Erratic thought, one more door. 42 is not too bad. Not good enough. Alright. We can always upgrade rhetoric and try again. I'm not going to talk to you, Leo, because you had nothing to say last time. Let's talk to Everett. The sleaze bag. Hello, Everett. Harry, my boy.
Mr. Dubois, I hear the meeting with Titus was a glowing success. That's such a relief. Titus can be a handful sometimes.
You're a piece of shit, Everett.
Now, what can Everett Clare do for you today?
I've mailed the signatures you asked me to mail. The golden boy returns once more. Wonderful. Simply wonderful, Harry. He claps his hands together, a child who'd just been offered cotton candy. Of course I already knew this. Done. We lied to him. We got 2 level ups now. My friend, the mailman, confirms the letter is on its way. You've done a great thing today. You've given the children of Martinez a real future, Harry, and I can finally trust you now. You're in my inner circle. You too, Mr. Kitsuragi. He nods to the lieutenant, smiling broadly. We can talk about anything. The strike, the murder, your lost gun. Nothing is off the table. Well done, sire. By guile and deceit, you're in. The signatures I got, I know you plan to force them out. Can I get my gun now? Harry, I've got to be honest with you. Your gun was found 2 days ago. Withholding this information weighed heavily on me. But it had to be done. Fine, where is it? An old woman has it. Let me tell you, Harry. Word on the street is she's his character, so watch out. Logic, this must be the woman who brought the gun from Roy, the one described as terrifying. So the gun's still with the woman who brought it from Roy. Yes, the same one. I see you've done your research. The pawn shop made the gun easy to track. He smiles, shakes his head. Crazy stuff, Harry, selling your gun like that. Wild. Anyway, the neighbors of this old woman contacted my men because they trust me and the Debradeurs Union. Apparently she was waving it around at the entrance to her building. Waving a gun around doesn't sound good. None of this does. Who is she? Unfortunately, I don't know anymore. You're going to have to go in blind, Harry. But she's an old lady. How dangerous can she possibly be? Oh, and she calls herself the Pigs. There it is again. The Pigs, like Roy said. Not good at all. I, for one, find it refreshing. Finally, someone calls themselves a pig. A smile flickers on the corner of his mouth. It actually sounds extremely bad, but let's not give him the satisfaction. She was waving at people. As I said, she's a character. I didn't have time for details. It sounds like she's unstable, but don't worry, no one got hurt. Can you set up a meeting? I already have. Tonight, starting 10 o'clock. Near the old fish market on the coast, the one on the boardwalk, the little past the fishing village. Be careful, Harry. I would never set up anything dangerous, but you did ask for this. Back to the fun stuff. 10 to 2 tonight. Did you order the hangman killed? I did not, Harry, although I'm very, very glad he's dead. What do you gain from him being dead? Why, a war, of course. And what do you have to gain from a war? Victory, Mr. Kitsuragi. I have victory to gain. We are going to start a war with the Wild Pines group and win before they even realize there is a war. Have you heard of what 2 giant series hornets can do to an entire colony of bees? They destroy it. I have. It's a great story, Harry. Did you also know the bee colony kills the giant hornet? They swarm and blanket it entirely until it suffers a massive heat stroke and dies. Harry, we outnumber them 1,500 to 1, and that's just Martinese. With all the union in Revachol and with the public opinion on our side, we can hold off 2 men, or 15 men, or even 50 men. The more they send, the worse it's going to look for them. They made a huge mistake hiring those guys. No one likes foreign mercenaries. The lefties hate them, the fascists hate them, and even the moralists think they're in bad taste. How is this connected to the strike? Harry, there is no strike, only war, class war. Or in business terms, a dawn raid. Or wait, he pauses to rub his chin. Is that when you still pay them something? Because we won't do that. We're not going to give nothing. We're going to take Terminal B away from them. The roads, the gates, the containers, that big crane, even the damn coffee maker. We're going to take it all for these people and fuck Wild Pines. Perception. The word fuck rings like a gunshot from the mouth. He doesn't swear often. So that's why you haven't let Joyce in. Yes, it's also why I put the midget Gaumont go. He's too nice. I can't put him through this. Plus, he knows how to get in here. That woman can't tell her tits from her arsehole. She has no chance. Why are you telling me your plans? Because we're friends, Harry. Besides, it doesn't matter now. You can go tell her if you want. It won't change the course of events. We have a significant head start. He looks at the swordfish clock and nods. It's almost happening. How many of you guys are there in the Union? 2,372, he replies like a whip. Plus yours truly, of course. 2,373 is a sizable contingent for a labour organisation in Revachol Authority, and they're all well motivated, at least the ones you've seen. How are you going to fund your new independent harbour? Oh, you mean what sort of goods are going to be flowing through? How am I going to replace all the contacts we lose once the poo-poo hits the fan? The clients who'll ditch us? Harry, we've thought of everything. Logic. Clients would take over a well-known multinational conglomerate over local mobster any day. You can't possibly hope to continue like you have. Clients will leave en masse. Sure, some will go, but mark my words, the company will be unpleasantly surprised to see how many of them stay loyal to Martinez and to the new competitive contracts we can offer. With renewed zeal sparked by communal ownership, the men will be shipping those containers double time. You'll be surprised to see how fast things go without Parasite latching on. We'll have our hands free to pursue bold, exotic, and new revenue streams. It's drugs. Drug trafficking? Good work, Kim. Drug trafficking? Don't be stupid, Mr. Kitsuragi. There are perfectly legal 100% ethical chemical factories on the Samara and Iola. You don't need to be a colonialist about it. All they do is produce components to keep the pharmaceutical industry running. The people health we're talking about. Old grannies, little bays, people with disabilities. God, that sounds shady. It does. The company thinks transporting these chemicals in bulk looks bad. He marks air quotes, has bad optics. Maybe illegal in some countries. The Deboudoir Union, however, are all about the large volume column. We're going to transport the living daylights out of those materials, Harry. So sick kids can get his benefit and wacky uncle doesn't have to come off the Risperdal. Encyclopedia. Benefit is children cold medicine, usually apricot flavored, and ripazole is used to treat severe psychosis. And the kids on the street can get speed and pyrrolidin. I'm an old-fashioned guy, Mr. Kitsuragi. I sometimes grab a beer with the boys, but I have no idea about the things you just mentioned. He smiles. But if I were to supply ingredients for some sort of rainbow party, I would make sure the union took a fantastic share, and I'd keep the stuff away from martinis. He's basically admitting to it. Interesting stuff. I just want to solve this murder. Drugs are no-go. I'll report this. Yes, of course. And while you're doing that, please go ahead and also tell the Wild Pines. I want to hear them squeal from the indignity. Composure. Nothing in his features betray any concern. Anyway, let's not focus on Let's not focus on the sensationalism of the drug trade. This hypothetical drug trade is all anyone ever seems to be interested in. It would only be a small part of the harbour's turnover, just like the harbour is a small part of martinis. Say nothing. Let's look at the big picture, martinis as a whole. There's little girls out there with dreams of making music, young mothers who want to start a business, models who want to walk catwalks, and steel welders who want to weld steel. I'm going to unite them into one economic body. We're going to incorporate this place in Kingdom Come. Everyone's going to be in the wealth and everyone's going to pull their weight. Excuse me. Well, I mean, if the world's incorporated in it, I like it. I'm a money guy. It's very ambitious. I love what you're doing for a working man. I'm not feeling the whole Revachol here. Not enough flags are kings. Honestly, it's not my place to judge or express. Not my place. Harry. The length you're willing to keep your nose clean is remarkable. You will always be warm. You will always have a warm bed in Mr. Clare's household, my friend, and special place in the future of martinis. Can I ask you about specific union members? We're way past specific union members now. This is big time. We're talking about features of Revachol here, Harry. You can bother Leonard with that. He points to the door. He loves to run his mouth on such matters. I'm in big time mode, Harry. Composure. There's something different about him now. He's more vibrant, more alive. Big time mode. We'll bring up the signatures. Harry, he shakes it. By now you should know I would never do anything tricky like that. However, if the construction noise and limited street access made some people consider moving, well, let's just say there'll be freshly renovated buildings near the roundabout where those poor people can finally enjoy a significant uptick in the quality of life. I'm talking about real affordable workers' palaces. He proudly spreads his hands and demonstrating the size of the palaces. They're very large. So the village is doomed, Lieutenant says grimly. You were there, you saw the place, a wasteland. There's nothing left, but mark my words, officers. He slams his fist on the table, causing some of the coffee to spill. We're going to reset it. Reset, he repeats. I have big plans for martinis, and they do not include humans living in those pig sheds on the coast. The land will be used for municipal buildings and commerce. What do you mean? Harry, imagine a youth centre supermarket church complex, employing hundreds, no thousands of people. The coast will be lit up with enterprise and life. All those ruins out there turned into low-income housing. He leans forward. Harry, enough is enough. We're taking the district back. The war is 50 years ago. For God's sake, it's time to move on. Do you really expect youth supermarket church? Do you really expect me to believe that? Yes, I do. I got the centre. I got the room for a retail complex. In 4 years, I'll get the church too. The wheels are already turning, Harry. The wheels of progress. This post-war limbo, I won't stand for it. There are kids practically playing with their own feces out there. It cannot go on. Conceptualization. And then there will be a giant statue of him towering above it all. I knew you were up to something. Damn right I'm up to something, Harry. The fist lands on the table again. I'm going to make the working man rich as Joyce Monsieur. That's my job, just like yours is to keep the peace. A true flash of anger in him as he thinks of her. Alright, that's it. Great, Harry, great. I think I have truly built a bridge between Martinez and Jamrock today. We have united the RCM and the Doubledoir Union. Suddenly, there's a sadness in his tone. This, he points to you, then himself, has been so great. I'm sorry we don't have more fun things to do together, but if you ever feel like bouncing something off me, my door is always open. Let's see if we've got any more information. No, that's fine. The murder. That was when we went inside the house and we said that we didn't. Alright. Alright. Let's go talk to Titus. We've got 2 level up. We may as well put one into rhetoric. And try and open that door. Where are we at? But I don't want them to get too high, because I think they can have negative effects. At high levels, rhetoric will make you an impressive political beast, one whose beliefs are impenetrable, which is to say one whose mind will not be changed, one who will calcify. With low rhetoric, though, you'll have a hard time shooting down any argument. Maybe not. Alright, let's go. Oh, should we talk to... They said Leo might have some stuff about specific people.
Oh, hey, mister. I need to be back to talk to the
Lee, you seem to know around
Yes,
here. I
did.
want to ask about
Yes,
someone.
I did.
Oh, jeez.
It's like Lady Larisse said when she
Tell me
opened
about
the
Edgar
bathhouse
Guy
in
you
the
keep
basement of my
mentioning.
apartment building.
Mr. Edgar is Miss
But they
Everett's
can only
brother,
get so
and he looks a bit
far
younger.
before
He
they
does, but a very
reach
smart
the
fellow.
bar.
Very smart
And a
indeed.
lot of folks really
He's always
did
on some
keep
union
coming
business,
back.
not even in Revachol, they say. All kinds of places visit. Him and his brother both do what they're on vacation. Right now it's Mr. Everett's turn to look after the union, but last year he spent the whole winter in South Suffy. Left with the first autumn rains and didn't come back before the trees were green again. Encyclopedia, South Suffy. A lot of bulk chemical manufacturing going on there. A lot of cargo shipments being made too. The trade must have been lucrative for the trip to be so long. Tell me about Manana. He's a union man through and through. Good guy. He's very calm, laid back. Doesn't do much. Talks to Everett sometimes. Honestly, I don't know what he does for us, but he must be important because everybody likes him. Yes, they do. I think what he does, he makes everyone feel a little better. Tell me about Measurehead. Oh, he's really something. The little man starts laughing. He doesn't talk much to me usually, but when he does, I don't really understand most of what he's saying. He's saying false quiet. Actually, I don't think he would like me running my mouth about him like that. Once he said he's a dragon to this mob fellow who came picketing to fight some union men. I think he really believes Jean-Luc was a dragon because he ran right off. Another time he almost killed another guy, but I shouldn't talk about that. Tell me about Titus. Well, Titus is a longshoreman through and through. He was born on a boat, they say. The little man rubs a patch of his elbows. His veins are probably filled with salt water, I tell you. Nice, friendly sort old Titus is. Tell me about Everett. I best not. I mean, I could, but I don't think Mr. Everett would like it very much. You be ask him yourself, mister. If anything, the ever-present smile on Leo's face gets even warmer. Tell me about Renee. The night guard? Oh, he's a peculiar fellow. Leo looks at the guard booth on the wall. He's a strong, silent type, you could say. We talk all the time, but I don't really know much about him. He plays pétanque with my old human studies teacher, Mr. Martin, down on the plaza. I think he's the only fellow who actually knows old Renee. They lived in the same street their entire lives, even dated the same girl on and off for as long as I can remember. Strange fellow, but Mr. Martin always says real nice to me in school. I remember once. Hold on. Gatson was your human studies teacher? Mr. Martin, yes. Don't really remember much about him. I was just a boy back then. Alright. Thanks, Leo. I ticked the boxes there. Let's get out of here. I am going to put a skill into rhetoric because why not? Oh, here we go. What have I got to lose? Famous last words. Rhetoric upgrade. Done. I command thee to open. Never mind. Never mind. One day. Alright, we'll go talk to Titus and then we'll go from there. I don't know how we're going to be able to arrest anybody. I don't see that happening. I'm not too worried about my health or morale yet. I have a feeling that may change. So after 9 we have to talk to the smoking man on the balcony. And you got anything to say, Renee? Oh no, you're not Renee, you're Menimer.
Hola, wandering man. How can I help you?
Nothing, thank you. Alright, you're one of the assassins, or the mercenaries. Alright, Titus.
It's you again. What is
97. Convinced Titus he's being manipulated. Bad idea. Bringing her up will do no good. You should know by now. Titus will never falter. Composure. But you know someone who might. One of his boys will. Fat Angus. The powerful guy. Mr. Or Muscle. The time has come. Put him in the pressure cooker. Rhetoric. Just remember it's about more than classy. Oh, that's not how you pronounce the name. That's how I call it. It's about these men and Martinez. Their district. Responsibility. That's it then. Case closed. Look around. Huh? The lieutenant raises his eyebrow. He'll get it. Go on. Write it down, Kim. In Martinez, they just kill you because they don't like you. Got it. He takes out his notebook. Kill you because they don't like you. Or because... kill you because they don't like you, or because... Just remember it's more about classy. You're a foreigner. Goddamn right. Don't come around here if you're not from around here. Fuck you. I'm not from around here. That's not why we... There we go. Don't come from Wild North if you're not white enough. They'll just hang you in the... Like in the Dark Ages, make display of your corpse. They'll just hang you, shoot you. What if they can't even remember? It wasn't that. It wasn't. We didn't shoot him. That's it. That's the weak one. You flushed him out. Now go in. Theo, officer, you will be next if you don't shut up. The old man reaches for his belt, but his voice is strangely calm. Firearm. A Glace 08 38 caliber pistol, either small enough for you to have missed. He's onto you. He knows what you're trying to do. Or what? You're going to kill me like you killed him for no fucking reason? What happens if I keep talking? You're going to kill me too in this bar for nothing? Turn to Angus. We didn't kill him. We didn't even hang him. He was dead when he takes breath, wheezing. Shut up, Angus. He was dead before you hanged him. Fatty, the little guy hits Angus on the back of the head, louder. Say one more thing and to the cops and I'll... Dennis, Titus roars. Stand down or I'll beat your head in. Theo, he points at the organ. Take your hand off the belt. This isn't 31. I've got this under control. Does he? He closed his fist. His closed fist is shaking. It's you who's in control. Let them have their moment. The room falls quiet, so quiet you can hear Angus wheeze. Angie, where's your goddamn inhaler? You sound like you're dying. I left it at home. I can't get it. I'm too fucked. He grabs his chest. I'm sorry. Why are you so fucking fat, Angus? Now it's all pointless because of you. You wasted my time. I told you, Titus. I told you just give her up. Lizzie, he turns to the fixer. Your help is no longer needed here. Go tell Everett. Fine, I'll tell him. After a long walk along the coast. She walks off without looking back. You're in. He's all yours now. Question. If Classy didn't kill him, why the cover-up? So you didn't kill him. He was already dead. He nods. You hang the corpse to cover up the real cause of death, the bullet in his head. Why? Because the girls asked us to. They're in some shit. Girls plural? There's another girl. 2 of them. Take note of this. They'll probably say more about her later. Did she kill him? Cop, I have no idea. The girl says she didn't. What happened Sunday night? Classy came down. He points to the stairs. She seemed really out of it. Drugged up even more than usual. Bug-eyed and gurning, you know. Not in a fun way. It looked like she'd redosed after something went down. I've seen that look before. She was scared. I knew someone had died. How did you know? I've done this job for 10 years. I've seen it before. It's the politician in the motel room with the dead hooker scenario. Only in reverse. Good analogy, boss. The rat-faced man snickers. You don't get to talk yet, Shanky. He points at him. You're still on the bench, and you keep taking it easy too, Angus. He turns back. What happened then? We went upstairs. Sure as day, the merc was dead. And there was a fucking bullet hole through the window. Fucking. He scratches his chin. Dirty sheets and bottles everywhere. He means they'd be fucking. He means they'd been fucking. Tibbs patched up the window, and the corpse we hanged. Who's Tibbs, the 8th Hardy? Nah, he's my brother. He's in the window replacement business. So who killed the merc then? If Classy didn't kill him, why the cover-up? You may have noticed our girl's in some shit of her own. I didn't notice anything. What kind of shit are we talking about? The can't show up on police radar kind. There are people after her from the old war, where she came from. These people, who are they? They're powerful. He looks out the window. Connected to the Malone turn. She's clearly afraid for her life. Says if she showed up in your system, she'd be ghosted away. That's all he knows. That's all she told him. And why would you help someone like that? By taking on a murder. Why would I? He shrugs. I guess we abide all sorts of runaways and losers here. It's a Martinez thing. So who killed the merc then? Any leads? Not yet, just some ideas. She says the shot came from outside, behind the window somewhere, so that's a clue. What are you thinking? I'm thinking someone's past caught up with them, either hers or his. Hers, you mean? I mean the people after Classy. Maybe the shot missed, maybe it was meant for her. I like that. Been thinking the same thing myself. And you had ideas about his past too? I do. One of those mercenary buddies of his could have done it. They got guns, training, years of bad blood probably, or it could have been someone else from Krenel. He paused to think. Tell you what I'd do. I'd check the coast for vantage points. Maybe consult with a ballistics buddy of mine. That's what I'd do, if I wasn't too busy doing this clown dance with you. Logic. These theories, not bad. Don't buy either one, but still, this guy's not as dumb as he looks. Whose idea was it to hang him anyway? Hers? In a manner of speaking. Remember the two girls. He began talking about the other one. Earlier you said the girls and asked for your help. Who's this other one? That's right, he blinks. It was her idea to hang him. I liked it. For political reasons. It sent a good message. It's her, isn't it? The drug trafficker. The missing 8th Hardy. The big guy steps towards you. Fella, you think too much. Ease off, alright? You're going to hurt your head. The woman is just affiliated with the Hardy boys. You don't know her anyway. You know it's okay for there to be a Hardy girl too. His face sets like concrete. He shakes his head. We are Hardy boys, and that's it. Great. Can you tell me anything about this affiliate? Name, current location? Nope. You're not getting to her. It's Classy you want to talk to. Alright. We're going to go talk to Classy. You do that. He grabs his beer and swirls it in his hand, then thinks something. Hey cop, before you go. He looks up. Classy came to Martinez to hide. Many of us did. This is where you wash up when you let... This is where you wash up when there's nowhere else to go. The union takes you in. Now, she refused that protection, but you'd still prefer if we didn't take her away. That's right. If we didn't take care of the people who end up here, this place would just become the ruins of some cargo containers. We'll take that into account. The lieutenant slides his notebook into his coat. He turns to leave. Alright. Alright. You two, I have no idea what your issue is.
Again, I can't believe this shit.
Yes? What is it?
I don't know. I'm not going to talk to you. Let's go talk to Classy. So, if we believe they were helping, someone else did this. She made around 4 months of payment for this room. Then there's still someone else that we don't even know. Wunderbar, huh? That's fine, we already know. One step forward, like 4 steps back, I think. Alright, Classy, what do you got?
It's always good to see you.
She cracks a weary smile, leaning against the railing. Something in her demeanour is strange. She's tired, consigned to her fate, to being here with you and what's to come. The Hardy boys told us what really happened. I understand. She puts her coffee mug on the table. Just like that, no resistance, her shoulders a slouch, her feet long and straight. You don't look surprised. You were expecting this? I knew there was a chance you'd get them to tell you. It's what you do. You're the police. She whinters. For what it's worth, I'm sorry for wasting your time. Rhetoric. This is good. Clear the air first between you two, then move on to the questions. Felician. Is it? Something is off here. Shush, I can't hear what she's saying. If you knew we'd find out eventually, why did you waste our time? Because of the Hardys. I couldn't just dispense with them. They were the only one. They were only trying to help me. Out of the shit I'd gotten into. Not a good enough reason. You're right. There's more. More? You answer to the coalition government, and by extension, the Morallenton. She reaches for a new cigarette, briefly glancing over her shoulder to the sea, as she's done time and time again. Visual calculus. A grand expanse of water reaches over the bay into the horizon, wine dark in the evening light. What lies beyond? The pale, the Mundioli, the Occident, and then Origine, the old world. Is that why you're looking over your shoulder? You're afraid of the Moralatin? She nods. You share a database with them. You send people to their courts. What's going on? What did you do? Just business, but bad business. For some people in the Moralintern. If I show up in your records officer, they'll find me. They will. What happens if they do? They will kill me, sir. If you file my name, take me in for questioning, enter me into Moralintern Mill. What else? Get the whole story. Oh. They wince. There's a wince of pain and a little smile. Well, then I'm fucked. For nothing. This murder didn't have anything to do with me. Logic. Actually, this murder did have a little to do with you. What happened here the night he died? We were there. She points to the window. The silhouette of the bed is visible. Together in bed, I mean. Tell me exactly what happened. Okay. He was in the kneeling position. He had just entered me. I was on my back looking at him. I heard the window behind me shatter and I turned to look. There was a hole in the glass. I turned back to him. She breathes out. A moment's silence. His eyes were looking through me and his mouth was open. Dumb. I could. Composure. Her chest rises and falls with each word. She's keeping herself together and says it. I knew he was dead before he fell down on top of me. Then what happened? He was heavy. I pushed him off and he fell on the floor. There. She points through the window. He only had his boots on. I bit the pillow, not to scream, then ran downstairs. There's a long pause. She just stands there, her arms at her sides. Then she continues. I waited for a second shot to come. For me. I thought there would be one. It never came. Perception. She's forgotten about her cigarette. The butt has burned right down to her fingernails. Your cigarette, miss. Oh. She looks and quickly tosses the butt aside. Shake your head. That's a motherfucker. Yeah, it was real, motherfucker. She immediately lights another one. What time was this? When did it happen? It would help us if you could be as precise as possible. 11:30 to 12:15. I don't know the exact time. Around midnight. That's okay. Were you inebriated? Not as much as usual. He'd done a line, plus other things. I was drinking. Reaction speed. Wait. Titus said she was gunning her jaw off. Much more than usual. Titus said you look pretty high. Oh yeah. I did one of his lines just to clear my head. Did you hear or see the shooter in the course of this? No. What did you do then? Nothing. I was trapped. I was stuck in my room. Downstairs I got some clothes and then crawled back up and drew the blinds. Blood was coming from his mouth. Not a lot, just a little. He was still on the floor, slouched. I couldn't be there with him anymore. So I ran down and out of my room, into the hallway, down the stairs. I knew there would be people there. And what happened after you ran downstairs? Sylvie was tending to the bar. A lot of people were there. The Hardys were at the table at the front of the stage. I think the union box was full. Ruby was there too. They were having such a good time. She paused. I sat down and they all welcomed me. I didn't have to say anything. Ruby knew something was wrong. Ruby? Before we continue, who's Ruby? Ruby, you know, the leader. The leader of what? The Hardy Boys. She says it's self-evident. I thought Hardy was the leader of the Hardy Boys. Well, normally yes. Ruby's the one they go to things when things happen, like things they need taken care of. She's the organizer. Authority. This Ruby, in her phrasing, is entrusted with great power. She trusts her. So did the others. Would you say she is the 8th Hardy Boy? Why not? Okay, let's get on with. What then? Well, Ruby said let's talk upstairs. I showed her the room. I've known these people since December. They've known my situation. That I can't leave a paper trail. Ruby was the first one I told. She said she'd take care of it. It's what she does, you know. Take care of things. I helped her get the body to the bathroom. We used a belt to pull him up under the shower to keep him upright. To mislead you, they were tampering with the body. To produce lividity matching the hanging. Yes. Well, we completely missed the tampering. Looks like you got in there. Oh my gosh. I'm really struggling today. We completely missed the tampering. Looks like you got there in time. What was it? 20 minutes after the death? About 20, yes. Ruby explained it would make the blood. You know what it does. She looked at the ground, then raised her light brown eyes to meet you. Then what did you do? Ruby went outside to talk to Titus and the boys. I was just looking at Lily in the bathroom. I had to put his clothes back on, his armor too. It was tough, but I've seen him take it off and put it on many times. It took Ruby maybe half an hour to come back to Titus. I'd gotten him ready by then. They carried him out. I knew that they were going to do. Make it look like a hanging. Ruby said they would. What did you do while they were hanging him? Ruby said to wait here. She also said I wouldn't see her for a while, that we should lay low or something, so I did. Where's Ruby now? I don't know. I haven't seen her since. We'll need to take this question to the Hardy Boys. Logic. Interesting. Why did Ruby go through so much trouble to hide something someone else did? Look into this later. We'll ask about the people. Why do people come after you? It's not nice, but it's not illegal. Not here in Revachol, or even Orgine. What exactly did you do? Industrial espionage. I joined a business collective with the intention of betraying them. I did my job well enough to be asked to do it again. With a bigger company, the kind you really don't fuck with. I took their ledgers, 2 decades worth of accounting. He taps on his notebook. I need the names of the companies involved and who hired you. The jobs was in Elysium County saving banks. They sound small, but they're part of a Luxcap conglomerate. That was the second job. The first was some printer company. You wouldn't know them. And as to who hired me for the job, I don't know, but they're after me too, along with Luxcap and their friends in the MI. She breathes out. Once you're done in the competitive intelligence circuit, you don't have allies. You're radioactive. Luxcap, these people engineer financial disaster in second world countries. The conglomerate also includes the Bank of Consecration, Earberg, and the popular Papa Lolo line of dairy products. Says I'm right, and I'm the king, the savings bank. You're right, this is bad, you've destroyed people. Papa Lolo. Yeah, Papa fucking Lolo wants to kill me. I'm sure there are people who've done worse, much worse than that. Sure, I'm not a war criminal, but this is bad. It was bad. People lost their jobs, good people too, not just C-suite. A lot of people got hurt, but that's just more of my shit you couldn't... Oh, that's just more of my shit you shouldn't have to deal with. You're solving a murder. When it happened, did you hear the gunshot? When he was shot? I may have. I don't know. I couldn't hear anything over the glass exploding. Perception. The gunshot wasn't that loud. This is something to keep in mind when assessing the distance of the shot. Did you kill Lele? What? No. Could the people after you've killed him? That's the first thing that went through my head when I heard the glass break. And I thought they'd found me. They've killed him to punish me. All last week, I've tried not to talk to anyone or be seen with anyone. She looks at a cigarette, so they wouldn't be hurt. I've come to understand, however, this is paranoia. What happens if you don't have anything to do with me? Either way, something to consider. We can't go after Luxcap. Not yet. But there are other saner leads. I don't ask you to, Lieutenant. If there's one thing I know, it's that you'll get nothing from here. Rhetoric. If they want to kill me, they'll kill me. If they want to toy with me, they will. She's come to the conclusion weeks ago. What did you call the cops if you're hiding? Sorry. Because I'm an idiot. The answer comes first. Reaction speed, which is an indicator of truth. Idiot? She's nothing of the sort. So you would have us believe, but you're not. You have to understand, these people around here, no one was making the call, and he kept rotting, and then they picked his clothes off, and that little fucker threw stones at him. Her jaw is clenched, her throat moves. It takes all her strength not to cave in and sob. Once. Just one time. He kept throwing stones at him. 3 days. I could hear the thud, thud. She shakes her head. So I called you. I hope with all my heart it's not the last thing I do in Revachol. Drama. She definitely called the cops. That was the task complete. It could not have been a lie. That's impossible. When was the window changed? Last week. Angus and Titus's brother, I think he's called Tibbs, took care of it. You should have another look at the window after this. Reconstruct the scene. In her bedroom inside. Yes. You see the glass sparkling out of the corner of your eye. No, we're not going to ask her that. She didn't kill him. Oh, we may as well ask. What? Why would I put myself through this insanity? Get myself cornered like this? The wind picked up. He wouldn't have died if it weren't for me. I know that. But I would never hurt him. He was a serviceman. He must have had a gun lying around close to her hand, a military weapon using jacketed ammunition. It's okay if he did in self-defense. I did not kill him to defend myself from rape. I told you before, that wasn't what happened. True, sire, 'tis true. Alright. Done. She nods silently. She doesn't even smoke, just picks up the cold coffee and holds it in her hand. Lieutenant glanced at you, then at the door. He's thinking, are we done here? Alright. In God's name, wake up. I don't know what that is. Let's leave. Alright. Alright. I'll have a look in the boudoir. Alright. Visual calculus. What happened? Okay. The golden light melts away into the blue, glassy darkness of your mind. In it are two neon lit shapes, a man and woman on a single bed. What position are they in? Like the witness said, the man is kneeling, the woman on her back. It's been the night of March 4th and a shot has just been fired. The man looks directly at the woman. The shot's possible direction converge in his mouth. A ray cast from somewhere outside entering his brain. Where does it come from? From the roof outside. Location A prime. The glass fractures around the bullet hole. Shards face inwards like a corona behind the woman's back. Inspect the ghostly figures. The man does not know the bullet has entered his brain. He never will. Death comes faster than the realization. Have a look at point A, the roof. The ray cast from the man's mouth unravels into a fan of possible directions, all on the roof at first. The shot could have come from any of them. This composite location A prime, most likely the origin points. Shouldn't there be a gun residue outside? So what, I'm 80% sure it's the roof where the shot was made from? Shouldn't there be gun residue? There could have been, then the rain and slush and wind washed it away. This was more than a week ago. So I'm what, 80% sure the roof is where the shot was made from? 72%. With an antique weapon that fires military-grade ammunition, a Bell Margrave rifle for example, this is a good short distance, but not too short. The perpetrator aimed with their back against the railing, possibly kneeling for precision. This would explain why it only took them one shot. The lights were on in here. Outside it was dark. It was like shooting fish in an aquarium. A well-lit aquarium. The victim opened his mouth to let the bullet in. Neither of them would have seen anything outside in the darkness, too busy with their own bodies. Could the shot have come from inside? A closer point. Point X would contradict the woman's testimony, rendering the entire proposition void. These figures would be wiped out, detective. The arguments against A prime, the roof. None that you've found thus far, but that doesn't mean there aren't any. Could there have been another point of origin further away? There's a 28% yes. In this model, the shot could have come from a greater distance. Nothing excludes the possibility should we extrapolate to include every possible point of the origin in Martinez. Extrapolate the radius to include all of Martinez. You would need a map. I need a map. Hey, where do I get a map, Martinez? The bookstore. They have maps. You're thinking of what if the shot didn't come from the roof. Yes. Good. We should come back with the map and compare the landscape to the radius shot. Alright, a map. Finally. Finally, a map. Leave. Nothing else in here for now. Okay. It's 8 o'clock. Lots to do. I think the bookstore... We gotta talk to the smoking man. Let's see if we can get a map. And then we'll call it an episode, I think. What's all happening down here? I don't know where your husband is, unfortunately. Oh, we got to talk to Hardy about where Ruby is. Oh, God. Alright. So much to do.
It's you again.
Okay, I talked to Classy.
What
Now I
is
need to
it?
talk to Ruby. Why? I'm going to level with you. She's the next link in the chain that leads me to Laylee's killer. Sounds like you're making her a suspect in this. Not on my watch, you're not. Ruby's one of us. We're not going to throw her under your Malatern steamroller. Fuck that shit. And fuck you too, moral... He gives a throw a glance at Titus as the last syllable leaves his lips. The big guy sighs. Ruby is missing. If you hide from the police in a murder investigation, you become a suspect. You know how it works, guys. That's nothing. That's just legalese. You don't even have a sound theory. I don't want to be rude, but we're trying to get some R&R here. Think you could fuck off now. I think we'll keep sticking around, Titus. You'll be surprised at how quickly the theory presents itself if you keep looking. From the corner of your eye, I see a little bird fly into the bush, right behind the window, behind Titus. Present us a little theory about why Ruby... No. Nothing. No, we can't do this yet. Give up. That's alright. There you go. The mind is relaxed muscle. It's so nice and easy to give up, isn't it? On the downside, you have no idea what you were supposed to do now. I could have debriefed you. Oh, whoops. Alright, well that's fine. We can improve... Hang on, what was that we needed? Logic, wasn't it?
It's you again.
Yeah.
What is...
But that's right. If we do some more sleuthing, we should be able to find some more points to support our argument. Let's quickly get to the bookstore. Hello, Annette, I think it is. Hello.
Hello again, esteemed
Palisance.
officer, and welcome to Crime, Romance, and Biography.
I don't want to talk to you. I need a map. Where do I get a map from? In here? No, I need a map. Look through display of books. No, I just need... I need a map. No, don't need that. No, thank you. Oh, hang on. Is this a map? Map wall. Several maps have been attached to the bulletin board hidden inside the alcove. They're held up by small pins. The borders come loose from one corner. The maps look old and faded. Your eye catches a map of Indoine, a map of Revachol, and a map of Martinique. I'm not going to steal it. Look at the map. A large map displays archipelagos. You see constellations, small dots on the light blue emptiness of the insular Indian Ocean. The largest is northeast called L'Aquila. You are here. Another far away in the southwest, Seminese Island. What else? Ozone, Laurentide, Falalamur, archipelagos, North Arcade Island, all just specks of dust in the vastness of the insular Indic. On the edges of the map, colour fades to blue dotted lines, black and white lines, disintegrating into mathematics. Inland Empire. In the northeast, the dust might stand on the north coast of Callao. In bookstores, it's you. See if we can look at these. You can, on Callao, Revachol, a single black star on Ozone, found Deleur and Verdodeux on the archipelagos, Corriant, Morian, Villers, and Semenine, Oliville, blah blah blah. 850 million people live on these little dots. An oceanic world of culture and commerce torn apart by history. Look at the edges. The ocean breaks apart into triangle, cosines, and azimuths, all pointing into pale nothingness. Mundai is the north azimuth, Grad the northeast, Samar is the east, and Sol is the west. Iolas they're called. Connection to the other worlds. Worlds past the Inter-Indian. Unknown to you, you only know you've never been there. You have little idea of what they are. Distant scars, gods, but looking at them makes you feel almost non-existent. Whatever they are, the Iolas are immeasurably large compared to you, and very, very far away. Let's buy some maps. Done. Look at the map of Revachol. The north coast of the verdant island is shattered by the Delta River. It's River Esperin. Countless bridges put shards back together. The Delta says great artificial heart in the centre. To the east, rolling hillsides, Legine, Stella Mars, the suburbs of Saint Baptiste, swallowed up into the mega city. They sound rich to you. This is Revachol East. And west of the river, Coron. Somewhere to live. Not bad. Then there's Jamrock. It's bad. People shouldn't live there, but they do. Then Foulberg. It's almost as bad and much larger. Then Coal City. It's the worst. And Martinique. It's so small you can't even see it on the map. No, wait. There it is. North of Jamrock. The strip of coast next to the greater Revachol industrial harbour. It looks downright despondent. It's almost Coal City, to be honest. Volition. No. This is somewhere to be. This is all you have. But it's still something. Street and sodium lights. The sky, the world. Look at the map of Martinique. Not really a map, it's a tourist thing. A picture postcard with a building on it, drawn from the isometric perspective. A date on the upper corner reads 48. Still, it's detailed. Could be pretty useful for scouting ahead. You see jagged boxes of an industrial harbour even whirling in rags there. Can I buy these maps? I'm sorry, officer, the map of Martinique is the only one available. That's fine. 90. Why is it so cheap? That old thing is out of date. Map of tourist location that came to be. From where some design studio people tried to spruce up the place 4 or 5 years ago. They also renovated the horse statue, set up those coin-operated viewers, and designed the new street lamps. Rhetoric. This place does not look like a successful tourist trap, does it? What happened? They didn't get far. For some reason, a shame, the people never got going. Would be nice if someone fixed Martinique up. All these ruins are bad for business. Alright. Look at this sexy map. Huh? Finally. That does not help me at all. Oh, actually, it does. Because I can click on these and tell me where they are. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Alright. Interact. And this is our map. The worn map features a patchwork grid of the streets. Martinique, the direction appropriately tourist seek. Year 48 resides on the upper corner. Trace path through the grid. Shivers. Your fingers move through the various streets across Rue de Saint-Gazan, Rue de Santiago, over St. Brune and Martinique's north. Finally coming to a halt in the spot where you are currently standing, although the map gives you no such indication itself. For a more detailed view of the map, go to Journal and push map. Alright. Cool. We're going to wrap it up there. We need to... It's 8 o'clock. We need to... What do we need to do? We need to talk to the smoking man at 9. We need to get our gun back. We've got to go back to Classy's roof. Alright, we'll do this. Yeah, we can do all these next episode. Good. Good. I think we did alright. More questions than answers, kind of. But our task list is not looking too bad, which makes me happy. So, any suggestions or advice for the game or suggestions for the channel, please let me know. I'll really appreciate it. Apart from that, thank you very much for watching, and I will catch you next time.